Welcome to the third video. We're going to talk about landings. 90% of the damage to any plane you have going forward is going to be on landings. The more you can understand the basics of landings, whether it's this plane or a big heavy EDF, it's kind of the same process. Some planes are easier to land than others, more forgiving than others, a little easier on the nose wheel than others. But we're going to go through a bunch of drills and things that make that landing practice and get you to that point where you're more comfortable at landing. It's still not going to be perfect, but you're going to get there. And I obviously encourage you, and I'll talk about it in the video, practice landings all the time. It's a perishable skill set. And if you forget doing it or you stop doing it, you're going to start really sucking at it. So let's not do that. Keep practicing landings. So stick around. We're going to check the control surfaces, left, right. So when I go left, the left aileron will go up. By standing behind the plane is the best way to do this. Left aileron goes up when I go left, right aileron goes right when I move the stick to the right. When I pull back, the elevator goes up. When I push forward, the elevator goes down, and rudder, left, right, same thing. Okay, now I know the control surfaces are ready to go. All right, we're going to practice takeoffs and landings. So I'm going to just ease on the throttle. I'm at about half throttle, a little more than half throttle. Lift up just ever so slightly on the stick, and she's up. Pretty simple. Gonna back off to half throttle. I went a little above that on the takeoff. And hands off. She wants to veer a little bit over there. Probably have to, maybe there's a calibration or something I'll have to do with her. I'm just gonna come down here, cut throttle. I was a little too high for my takeoff and landing, so I'm just gonna do a flyby and turn, left turn. Half throttle. Let's see about landing her in this stability mode. I want to caution you on, while making that one turn there that I'm in now, if you're going too slow, you could stall the plane and it'll crash. And it'll look like it's out of control, but really you just stalled it. Keep the speed up. Make my base to final, back off throttle to 1/3 throttle. She's flying straight at me. Here is another danger zone. A lot of times people slow down too much right here and the plane falls out of the sky and crashes. This right here is very critical. You have got to watch it and make sure you have some throttle on. Backing off a little bit more. Give a little throttle. Give some elevator. And you saw that she had kind of a sink rate, where she's just coming down based on throttle and elevator. She's just coming down nice and easy. I'm going to take off again. Back off on throttle, half throttle. A little low. If I were you, I'd get a little higher just to make you feel better. Now here I'm going to start reducing power down to half, making my turn. When I make my turn also, often I'm going to lose some altitude. That's normal when you make a turn if you don't give a lot of up elevator. Backing down to about 1/3 throttle. She's pointing right at me. Not doing anything. She's just coming down. Now I'm going to give a little correction of elevator. Need a little rudder. Wasn't lined up perfectly. Back up. It's good. You'll notice I'm making pretty consistent patterns, and my approaches are pretty similar. It's critical you can have control over your plane to make these quality approaches. It's paramount. Slow down a little. And you don't want to land on your nose wheel, so you're lifting your nose wheel up with that elevator. So we're coming down. I got a 1/3 throttle. I'm lifting up the nose a little. Lifting up the nose a little with the elevator.
Throttle up a little, and she's back up again.
There's a bit of a dance, because as you're pulling up on that elevator, it's slowing the plane down. And if you go too slow, you'll stall. So you need to continue to play with that throttle.
Minimal turn movement on my turns. And again, right now I'm in all stabilized mode. So this is the beginner mode. Spectrum has safe. FMS has stabilized on their reflex system. Seems like a good system. Never used it. This is the first time using it. I like it. Okay, third throttle coming in. Gonna give a little elevator, a little throttle, pulsing that throttle to get that perfect nose up attitude. One more time just because it's fun. My timer is telling me it's done. We're done, but I'm gonna fly. Do one more. Love doing touch and goes. I will burn up an entire battery just doing touch and goes. There's something just fun about it. I don't know why. I was watching a full-scale aviation guy, and he was saying the same thing about full-scale aviation. Just fun to do touch and goes. Okay. You're confident making those left turns, and you're confident on your approaches. And again, I can't emphasize how little of movement I'm giving these sticks. It's such a minute amount. If you want to spaz out, you can, but I would recommend you not. You notice I gave a little throttle. Just kept messing with the throttle a little bit, back and forth, a little bit, a little less, a little bit, a little less. And your plane will climb and descend by throttle movement. Throttle controls on your landings, controls your rate of descent. Elevator controls your speed. I know it sounds weird, but until you figure that out, there's certain planes that are going to be a challenge for you. So coming right at me, backing off on throttle, it's descending.
By the way, if you like these landing videos, I did a entire video on just nothing but landings again with my eFlight Cirrus. You might want to check that out. It's in the link above.
This is a good drill. Just don't touch down. Just try to go right over that runway. All right, we're gonna land one more time here. We're gonna do a quick check on things. All right. Making my turn. Get the bank. Little elevator. Dropping altitude. I don't like to be high on this base to final. This is perfect height right there. Backing off on throttle. Backing off on throttle. Giving some elevator. Get the nose up. Cut throttle. And she'll roll to a stop. Let her slow down before you make a turn.
Alright, after you master this, now it's time to get off the gyro. At least get off that stabilization. That's the next video in the series. You should check it out.
Okay.
Motor off.